and she had not heard from her insurance company at all. You know, we're trying to live, we're trying to get hotels, we're trying to rent houses, and they need money, so we need help.
Tonight, frustration mounts in Southern California's fire zones, where evacuees are eager to start their recovery. And the mayor of Los Angeles says a newly appointed chief recovery officer will help.
This means that we're going to have to reorganize government around urgency, a common sense and compassion, and we will do everything we can to get Angelenos back home.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to West Coast Wrap. I'm Alex Savage. Some fire evacuees who haven't been allowed into their neighborhoods for more than a week are now starting to return to see what's left. This comes as crews continue making progress on those two large fires. Containment is up on the Eaton fire tonight, up to 65%. The Palisades fire stands at 39% containment. Combined, these two fires have burned nearly 38,000 acres, destroying almost 11,000 homes and other structures. Emergency managers have completed inspections in small pockets of the Palisades, allowing some residents to get back into their neighborhoods today. Inspections are ongoing in the Altadena area where the Eaton fire burned. Victims are anxious to begin the recovery process.
I met with a lady yesterday whose insurance company is California Fair Plan, and she had not heard from her insurance company at all. She has a claim number. She doesn't know who her adjuster is, and so that's difficult for me to hear. I mean, that pulls at my heartstrings, right? So my goal is that all the insurance companies that are licensed in the state of California, they do the right thing. They pay what they're supposed to pay. Right now, every insured should have gotten at least 30% of their contents. They should have been given in advance to help them. You know, we're trying to live, we're trying to get hotels, we're trying to rent houses, and they need money, so we need help.
And today, Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass announced former Police Commission President Steve Soberoff will be Southern California's Chief Recovery Officer. He's been tasked with managing the rebuilding efforts. Fox 11's Haley Winslow shows us what things look like on the ground in the Palisades fire zone.
It's eerie driving around the Palisades, melted down multi-million-dollar mansions along Mother Nature's rather erratic path of destruction. The once buzzing upscale coastal community with small-town charm overtaken by an uncomfortable silence, interrupted only by birds chirping on the charred hillside, the only sign of life. And a home's still blaring fire alarm, evidence of last Tuesday's sheer panic. A pattern of garden hoses stretches along nearly every lawn, accompanied by dog toys and weathered tennis balls. At other doorsteps, dog biscuits and pet bowls left behind, deepening the sickening feeling inside. Crime scene tape barricades the block at the top of Via La Costa and Skull Rock Trailhead. It looks like the end of the world here, and for many in the Palisades, that's never felt more true. They've lost family, pets, irreplaceable and sentimental valuables, and they've lost their community. So many still uncertain if their home or family pet even survived. Pounding on every door, still standing in this gated community, hoping to hear a bark or catch a cat, and leaving messages on several still operable Ring doorbells.
Your fire alarm's still going off, but your house is okay, looks like.
On Calle Montecito, at the very last house, evacuated Miriam Fisher answers.
Our house may be standing, and that's good, but it really doesn't make a difference because Palisades is just, it's more than the homes, you know, it's such a community that we are, you know, sad about and will miss. So the sense of loss is just so great. So even though our house is still standing, the amount of sadness that we feel for every single person in our community and the loss of that feeling, of the neighborhood feeling, is just immense. But we are thankful for everybody, for all their support and, you know, all the great firefighters and just all the wonderful people who have been helping.
Haley Winslow and James Wolfe, Fox 11 News.
And for updates on these fires, you can head over to our website, westcoastwrap.com. Our online coverage includes profiles of the people still missing tonight in those fire zones. And we're following a developing story tonight tied to those fires. A resentencing hearing for the Menendez brothers has been pushed back to March. Late this afternoon, LA County District Attorney Nathan Hochman announced that postponement due to how the fires may have affected everyone's preparations for a hearing that was set to start on January 30th. Eric and Lyle Menendez are serving life sentences without the possibility of parole for killing their parents in 1989. The brothers say they committed the murders after years of abuse by their parents. DA Hochman's predecessor pushed for resentencing after evaluating new evidence that he believed supported that claim by the brothers. A large fire at a battery storage facility in Monterey County, California has now been burning for more than 24 hours. Dark smoke continues to billow from that plant, and that's causing air quality concerns for people living nearby. The fire started yesterday afternoon at the Vistra Power Plant on Highway 1 in Moss Landing. More than 1,000 residents were forced to leave their homes. Some of them took shelter at a nearby rec center in Castroville.
But I love it living here. So emotionally, I'm like, where do I go from here? You know, how do I make this decision?
We provided activities for them here. We had movies going on a large screen. Our partners here at North County Recreational Center were amazing. Their staff stayed here with us through the night.
And evacuations were lifted earlier tonight. In the meantime, Monterey County officials are demanding this plant stay offline until the cause of the accident and the fire is known and steps are taken to make sure nothing else goes wrong. Well, there is a lot of confusion tonight over the future of TikTok. Late today, the social media site posted online in a statement that it will go dark on Sunday if the Biden administration does not guarantee that it won't punish service providers supporting that app. Today, the U.S. Supreme Court upheld a law that allows the app to be banned starting on Sunday. But President Biden and President-elect Trump have both been making moves that potentially could keep the app up and running. Fox 10's Lauren Clark tonight spoke with TikTok users and an attorney in Arizona about what they expect is going to happen next.
Well, not only is time ticking for TikTok, it's also ticking out on President Biden's term. That law would officially go into effect on Sunday, the last day of his presidency. So he has hinted that he will not uphold it with hours left in his term. That decision then goes to President Trump, who previously in his administration had concerns about the app, but has recently hinted towards a way to keep it. At ASU's Tempe campus, students admit that their time often slips away when scrolling through TikTok.
Like, oh, I gotta get to the next video because you feel like, oh man, I gotta see the what's next.
I'm on the app like nearly every day. I'm trying to like reduce my kind of time I'm spending on it.
But now time might be running out for the app itself. Today, the Supreme Court upheld the government's right to ban the app, which has more than 170 million American users starting Sunday. The ban would prevent new users from downloading the Beijing-based platform. While existing users could still use the app, it would eventually be rendered useless without any technical support or updates.
The federal government has tried to find a way to divest TikTok from the Chinese-owned entities, which are subject to certain concerning national security laws.
And those Chinese national security laws have many concerns about the United States' safety. Paul Cobble is the intellectual property attorney at Rose Law Group in Scottsdale. He says the heart of the concern is the kind of sensitive information that can be gleaned.
Ultimately, all the data that TikTok has access to, which can range from just the posts, the individual posts, to all of the contacts and geolocation on a user's phone.
TikTok's attorneys argued the law violated free expression, but it was an argument the justices found unpersuasive, explaining the company could still operate if sold to a non-Chinese company and that the ban is content neutral.
That's a huge component to any sort of regulation that affects speech, is whether or not a specific viewpoint is targeted. And in this case, the entirety of TikTok is affected, not just posts of a particular nature.
Meanwhile, students had this to say about a possible ban.
The whole community is probably going to move to Instagram Reels or move somewhere. I assume, that's always what happens.
I don't believe it's going away. I just can't fathom that.
Because if it was a national security issue, they would also be focusing their efforts on other large data harvesting apps such as Shein or Temu, which are also Chinese owned.
A good thing is we get to spend less time binge scrolling, so we actually touch grass.
Couple also finds a few things interesting about this case. For example, it's one of the biggest examples of the United States government pushing for protection for consumers' data, and that might signal a trend ahead. Reporting here in Tempe, Lauren Clark, Fox 10 News.
Utah Attorney General Derek Brown says his state's lawsuit against TikTok will move forward, ban or not. The state has accused TikTok of turning a blind eye to minors performing sexually explicit acts on its live feature. The state claims the social media site takes commission on some of that activity. Attorney General Brown put out a statement on the Supreme Court's ruling today, and it says, in part, quote, "We are pleased with the Supreme Court's decision upholding the law that requires TikTok to divest from its China-headquartered parent company. Congress found the same thing Utah has found. TikTok and its parent company ByteDance pose significant national security concerns." A California man accused of raping a college student and then later fleeing to France has now been denied bail. Ian Cleary appeared before a Pennsylvania judge earlier today. Cleary, who is from Saratoga, which is near San Jose, was a student at Gettysburg College in 2013. That's in Pennsylvania. That's when police say he stalked and sexually assaulted a fellow student. He was later detained in France and extradited back to the U.S. after he reached out to the victim on social media. 6 months after an FBI raid at her California home, former Oakland Mayor Sheng Tao faced a judge today after being indicted on charges of bribery and fraud. Also charged in this case, Tao's partner Andre Jones, along with 2 Oakland businessmen, David Duong and his son Andy Duong. They all pleaded not guilty today to charges of bribery, conspiracy, mail fraud, and wire fraud. The indictment accuses Tao of renewing contracts and exerting influence as mayor to help the Duong's businesses in exchange for financial support during her campaign for mayor.
Her agreement to purchase housing units from a company owned by the Duong family. Her agreement to ensure the extension of a contract for recycling services that the city of Oakland had with one of David and Andy Duong's companies.
The judge allowed Tao, Jones, and the Duongs to all remain free on unsecured bonds with limits on travel and surrendering their passports. The next court date is set for February 6th in this case. Coming up tonight on West Coast Wrap, a long road to recovery ahead. Tonight, doctors share what comes next for the 6 people who survived a New Year's Eve fireworks explosion here in the West. Plus, a Washington community takes the death of director David Lynch to heart. They're sharing their experience in the town where he spent years shooting the hit TV series Twin Peaks.
And in weather, the weather pattern is shifting around for parts of the West Coast. Here is our live camera in Denver, expecting some more snowfall as we head into Saturday. We'll have the update coming up.
We have an update tonight on 6 survivors of a New Year's Eve fireworks explosion in Hawaii. They're all being treated at the Arizona Burn Center in Phoenix. Doctors there say they've begun reconstruction and the skin grafting process. Those patients are expected to spend up to several months in the hospital.
I think unbeknownst to anybody, there were significant traumatic injuries from flying particles and the debris that was carried on the air by the explosion. And that's resulted in some infectious complications that are a little bit unusual. But other than that, everybody's on course, and we're really happy with how everybody's doing.
That fireworks explosion in Honolulu killed 4 people. Investigators say the fireworks were stored in the carport area of a home. A bundle fell on its side after being lit, and that set off several crates containing other fireworks. Southern California's ongoing wildfires are amplifying problems in the insurance industry. Some homeowners in other western states were already seeing spikes in policy premiums before the fires. Fox's Kennedy Hayes got some insight on the problem from an industry analyst.
Insurance experts warn Colorado may be heading for an insurance crisis too. California ranks first when it comes to the most areas with homes at risk of wildfires, and Colorado ranks second. California's wildfires are expected to be the most expensive event in the state's history. The fires have killed at least 27 people and destroyed more than 12,000 homes and businesses. Meanwhile, insurance experts say Colorado is facing escalating fire and hail risks, causing insurance premiums to surge. Homeowners in the Centennial State face the fourth highest insurance costs in the country, averaging about $4,600 a year, according to Insurify. But insurance analysts say rates are rising everywhere. Home insurance rates in the U.S. are up 38% since 2019. The rise in costs comes from higher home prices, the expensive cost of building materials, and more frequent extreme weather events. Other states seeing the sharpest increases include Arizona, Nebraska, Texas, and Illinois. Each saw rates spike upwards of 50% over the last 5 years. Experts say insurance premiums are expected to continue to rise, but rereading your policy can save you money.
If you put an addition on your house or redo your roof, that can change your policy. If you put an addition on your house, you're going to want more coverage in order to reflect the new addition. If you put a new roof on your house, that may actually lessen your coverage rates if your insurer knows about it.
And experts are also reminding homeowners to take videos of their home, document everything so you can make sure you're getting your money's worth. In Denver, Kennedy Hayes, Fox News.
All right, firefighters are hoping that easing winds will give them a chance to increase containment on those two large wildfires in Southern California this upcoming weekend. These are live EarthCam images showing us the conditions in Santa Monica. This is just a few miles away from the site of the Palisades fire. Santa Ana winds, though, are expected to return to this region on Monday, and that could pose a challenge for those firefighters on the ground. For more on what we can expect in the coming days, let's bring in KTVU meteorologist Mark Tamayo, monitoring the conditions in the fire zones and across the West. Hey, Mark.
Hi there, Alex. Yeah, the fire crews have the aid of weather today. The weather conditions helping them out quite a bit. You can see the containment numbers up as well. The Palisades fire up to 39%. And you can see the fire perimeters here with the Palisades fire and also the Eaton fire up to 65% containment. Now, as we show you this, all these areas in yellow, that's a fire weather watch. This will likely turn into a red flag warning. That's not until Monday and into Tuesday. So the weekend still a good opportunity to fight these fires. Weather could be a bit more of a challenge, though, into next week with winds possibly going up above 40, up above 50 miles an hour. So something to be watching out for, that potential red flag warning in the next week. This was Los Angeles today, showing you a bit of some haze in the sky as you would expect. Temperatures in the lower 60s. In the San Francisco Bay Area, it looks like a summertime day with the low clouds and fog back in the picture. San Francisco only in the lower 50s, a cooler day in the Bay Area. And then up in the Seattle area, some cloud cover, but some breaks in the clouds as well. Another day with temperatures in the lower 40s at 43 degrees. Here's the satellite, the overall weather pattern here. There's not too much happening along the West Coast, although you can see some snowfall developing out toward the Rockies, out toward parts of Colorado. We can see the snowfall increasing tonight, and that'll be the trend as we do move into the weekend. So as a result, winter weather advisories for all these areas here and out toward parts of Colorado. We could be talking about snowfall on the order of around 1 to 5 to maybe 7 inches. So a lot of coverage here with that snowfall back in the picture. Here is the plan for tomorrow. As you can see, some sunshine breaking out, maybe a sun cloud mix up in the Seattle area. More snow in Denver. Temperatures right around 16 degrees for tomorrow. Sunshine for the Phoenix area, and then out toward the Bay Area, temperatures will be in the 50s with partly sunny skies. So no major storms to track up and down the coastline, as you can see here, with the exception of that snow producer out toward the Rockies. But this is your Saturday forecast, and then into Sunday as well. We are expecting a clearing skies, and once again, those winds possibly could be ramping up as we do move into Monday and into Tuesday of next week. Take a look at the forecast for tomorrow over the next 3 days. Still kind of stuck in the 40s for Seattle for all weekend long. Saturday, through Monday. San Francisco will have the clouds in the morning, then clearing out into the afternoon hours. Southern California, no red flag warnings this weekend, so looking pretty good. Phoenix, temperatures, lots of sunshine up in the upper 60s. Looks like a winter wonderland out toward the Denver area with temperatures only around 16, 17 degrees. So he's a bit of a chill in the air out toward parts of the West Coast, and also still talking about fire danger as well over the next few days, Alex.
Yeah, but really ideal conditions here, at least for the next couple of days in those fire zones. Mark, thank you. A small town east of Seattle has special ties to the late director David Lynch. Coming up tonight, a look back at his time shooting that hit TV series in that community. Tonight, people continue to remember the life of filmmaker David Lynch, who died yesterday at the age of 78. And now fans of his work are flocking to some spots in Washington where his classic TV series Twin Peaks was filmed. Fox 13's AJ Janavel spoke with people remembering Lynch, including one woman who worked with him.
The towns of Snoqualmie and North Bend have their own identities. But for David Lynch fans, these areas are known for one thing.
Twin Peaks is just really, really special. Everything about it.
The show had a brief run in the 90s, but lived on for decades with its cult following.
Magic. It's just magic.
Sue Hayden came to Snoqualmie Falls, a pivotal location in the series, to honor Lynch. The next stop on her Twin Peaks tour, heading to North Bend to get a fan-favorite lunch combo.
Slice of cherry pie and a cup of coffee.
Tell me what you got.
I got the cherry pie and a fine cup of coffee.
While the name of the diner is Tweed's Cafe, owner Rachel Bennett is fully aware her business goes by a different name.
Or also known as the Double R Diner from Twin Peaks.
For Allie Cole, the diner gives her a chance to step into the world of one of her favorite shows.
You always see like places you want to visit of films and TV shows that you like, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh, we're 45 minutes away. Like we have free will. We can just like go there.
This is Joy Nash's first time in the diner, but not her first experience in the world of Twin Peaks.
I don't remember what he said to me. It was probably, "Hi, I'm David," and I said, "Oh, I'm Joy."
Nash played Senorita Dito in episode 8 of the 2017 season 3 of Twin Peaks.
And you come right in about in here, and then you close your eyes and you...
This video from IndieWire shows Lynch directing Nash on set of the show.
That changed everything for me. It like gave me this confidence that I hadn't had before.
And whether you're a colleague of the now deceased and legendary director,
I need you to sit here and you're gonna look there, you're like a doll.
Or a fan,
Senorita Dito is in there.
Lynch's legacy will live on through his work.
This is like the place that he came and decided this was going to be the heart and soul of Twin Peaks. And
reporting in North Bend, AJ Janavel, Fox 13 News.
So many memories in that community. Finally tonight, Pokemon fans across the West lined up for hours today to get in on the game's newest expansion. Tabletop Village in Seattle's Chinatown International District is just one place that saw large crowds today. People started lining up at about 5 o'clock this morning, 6 hours before this card shop opened. All the excitement is over Prismatic Evolutions. This is an expansion set focused on the Pokemon Eevee and its various evolutions.
Son's going to be super stoked that we got this. Well, he's a big fan of Leafeon, so hopefully I think there's a cool Leafeon in here.
All the evolutions is about, I think there's 7 total, but they all have like a secret rare art. It's beautiful cards. My personal favorite's Umbreon, so I'm really excited to hopefully see people pull that.
All right, and his personal favorite, Umbreon, is the most sought-after card in this set. Already, that card is reselling online for about $2,000. A whole lot of excitement for Pokemon fans. That does it for West Coast Wrap tonight. We appreciate you watching. Have a great night.